Have you used Java 8 features?
Yeah, in my previous project, for like 4 to 5 months, I have used.
Hmm. So I have a list of objects. Okay.
Okay.
So you need to get the count. Let's say, for example, list of employee objects, and
Hmm.
you need to get the count like department-wise employee count. So how you'll get that using Java 8 feature? So which one you'll use and how you'll get?
Okay. Um, by using, I think, Steams. Uh, uh, by using the Steam, I guess we can find out the number of employees which in each department.
How?
Uh, I guess we can use the map function, the intermediate function, and then at the um, and then using the terminal operation as count, and we map it out, and okay, department wise. Okay, then we using the group by okay, yeah, we use the group by terminal operation uh, after map.
Mhm. What are the different design patterns you have used?
I have used Singleton prototype factory design pattern.
Mhm. What is the difference between singleton class and singleton design pattern?
Singleton class and Singleton design pattern.
Yeah.
Singleton design pattern is basically defines you that no matter how many times you or create a particular object, you get the same reference out of it each time. And Singleton class is the implementation of that particular design pattern.
Really?
Sorry.
Is it?
uh, yeah.
Hmm. Okay. What is difference between comparable and comparator, and which one you will prefer?
uh, the difference between comparator and comparator is like both of these comes in a different package. So comparable actually comes up with the lang package, whereas the comparator goes with the util package, and having different set of having different set of methods in it. So comparable uses the compare method, and comparator uses the compare to method. And actually, the basic difference is like comparable actually seeks out the seeks compares the object with the reference which is currently present in. So basically it takes out so you having the object which is currently working on, and you are trying to check this object particularly to the object you wanted to check to compare with. Whereas the comparator works in a different way. So it works is like you can compare the two object in the compare to the choice of the object. The choice of the object is yours to compare the two to compare the content of the two different objects. And I think when it comes to the uses, so I think the interfaces which comes under the util package will be the more suitable, because it allows you to not only compare the current reference object, as well as uh, you know you can compare two different object by your own, because in the comparable things, you have to compare the currently used object with the object that you wanted to compare. So there is no freedom of it. So in the comparator, you have the freedom of it. And mm, and another thing is like once you use once you use the comparable in one of the classes, and if you try to extend that particular class, So actually that particular do not allow you to implement that particular interfaces, because it already makes the use of it, but it is not in the case with the comparator. It uses you can implement that particular interfaces by the use of by your choice of the implementation in the extended class.
Mhm. So I have a list of objects. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I have 1,000 objects, and uh, I want to execute each object in a thread. Okay,
Okay.
separate thread.
Okay.
And the next flow will be dependent on the list of objects. So these 1,000 objects needs to be completed. Then the flow should continue. So how you'll handle this situation?
Can you, if possible, can you repeat the question once again, just?
Okay, I have a list of objects. Assume
Okay.
1,000 objects are there in the list.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so I need to have write the process where each
Mm-hmm.
thread will pick one object.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after completing this 1,000 object process, the
Okay.
next step should execute.
The
Okay,
next
but
step should
step,
execute.
yeah.
When
So
it when
how
yeah
will
to,
you handle this situation? Because the threads once you'll submit, right?
yeah,
So you
yeah,
don't have any control. So automatically, this is basically separate thread. The process will execute in a separate thread, right?
yeah.
So you don't have any control to stop the next step until unless these 1,000 objects should be processed. So how will you handle this situation?
Mm, I think uh, I think we can use the callable interface, and in that interface we can provide all those um thread pool to the future object. So, and then we assign that future object to do the task. But the problem is like, how do I handle that? Okay. Okay. Well, join method. Okay. Build. Okay. This will execute then only. Okay. Okay. Mm, I think with the use of the future, with the use of the future interface. Oh, sorry. With the use of the future class. Uh, I'm not sure about it,
That's
I guess. Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Um, so you worked on bank, right? One of
Yeah.
the project IDFC Bank.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the transaction mechanism and how you'll handle the miscellaneous errors at runtime?
Miscellaneous errors at runtime. Uh,
Yeah,
actually, okay. Actually, the process which okay, miscellaneous. Okay. So you means that the fault transactions coming in the
let's say
system,
for
how you handle it?
example,
Sorry.
exactly, there should not be a data inconsistency, right? How will handle that situation?
Oh, okay. I think with use of the proper commit wherever is required, we can rely on the we can rely on the principle of automaticity, and which help us to to deal with the deal with the also the dirty read as well as inconsistency in the records as well. This is one way, but mm,
What if? So I'm pointing to two DB operations in one single call. Okay.
yeah,
One is reading and let's say, for example, order it's in a separate database and the payment is in a separate database.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So once the payment is done, then I need to create the order. So the payment is done, but order got failed. So how will handle the situation?
Rollback.
How?
Uh,
There are two different services.
okay. Uh, Actually, we can use the flag, and with the flag, in one of the columns, like, and these other columns connected by the foreign key. So once the payment had been done, and if the order has been failed, so definitely the flag should remains there. So
I
we
said
will.
there are two different services. You don't have
So
any control.
okay.
How will maintain that situation? How handle basically?
Okay. Okay. I think so. Okay.
Okay, fine. So you worked on REST API and web services. I mean, the
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. Both.
Okay. So how will you provide the security for your REST APIs?
Actually, we have come across this making that HTTP to HTTPS. One of the things is we have done it, and the second thing for another service is like giving the session authentication for one of those requests which creates a new resources. So, for example, for the post, we actually go up and
But
implement
it
this.
will
Yeah.
not maintain any session, right?
Sorry.
REST services will
No, no,
not
no,
maintain any state, right?
no.
No.
The only thing we have done
No.
is like
It will not
we.
maintain any state. And
Sorry.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The only thing we have done is like we have created the session when the user tries to log into our system. So we try to authenticate review whether the user have the authorization for that or not. So in that point, we have done it, and talking about the security point, and mm, whatever can be done.
Okay. So in one of your projects, you mentioned designed account opening workflow. What is the workflow?
No, actually, sorry, not designing workflow. Yeah.
Yeah, designed account opening
Yeah.
workflow using BPMN tool. So what is the workflow?
So workflow is basically a flow of the activities across the different decisions taken at the different work steps. So it's basically, suppose if I try to
Mm-hmm.
give you an example, suppose I have what I have done, what we have done in the IDFC bank is like we have created an account opening process. So suppose you wants to open an account, you go to the bank, you go to the branch. So what basically you do is like you give you all the documents, you give it to the person who try to who will going to open your account. So you submit the document. So what we have done is we have given one interfaces. So we have designed the forms. Okay, so this person is basically the branch maker Once he upload all the documents and all the submitted all the details about you, so it basically goes to the branch checker, so which is basically nothing but it checks out whether the information is correct. So we created one zoning in the document, so whether you are in the name part of it, so whether it is reflecting in the document, Aadhaar card in the same or PAN card in the same or not. So we actually taken out like POIA, POA and POIA. And then this checker actually it basically checks all the details if the account details are, and sorry, not the account details, if the details you have submitted is correct or not. If it is correct, then it will process it to the journal head. So there's another work step, the journal head, but between that there is a decision name. So actually in the back end we updated like, so once it is being checked, once the document, so once it is done, there is no discrepancy, there is no exception, so it will go to the journal head, otherwise it will return back to the maker to make the changes. And suppose it went to the journal head, so there are some different utilities, custom utilities will work, which authenticate whether the PAN card you provide is valid or not, whether the Aadhaar card is provided you valid or not. So there are certain utilities within the journal head. So there's a group of 4 utilities work at the different work steps in the journal head as well. Once those details has been completed, and then all the details goes into the Finacle. So ideally they are using the Finacle system, Infosys product basically, so for the day-to-day transaction as well as the account opening part also. So once the details has been fulfilled and all the criteria has been completed by the journal head, so it processes out to the Finacle system part. It there's this other utilities working over there. By utility, what it does is like making a contact, making a web service call to the REST, to the web service that what they have provided via the Finacle web services. Then we have consumed it, and then we make those transactions. We make the transaction, and the account has been opened. So we get back the response, you know and then once we get the back the response, then again it goes to the journal head, and then again it goes to the according to the decision in between those. So accordingly it will go to the branch. Once the account has been opened, then the welcome kit has been provided to you. So this is the eagle eye view of the whole workflow.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So I've done my